Okay, in this video, I'm going to address a few questions. I think I sent a notification to students who have taken the Subject 2 course to see if they have any questions that they may need addressed or situations they may have run into. So I'm going to take this time. I would like to make this a weekly event where I address any kind of real estate, specifically Subject 2 questions. I can go over them, and record it on video. That way you can look at, obviously see the video over and over again. And if you run into something in the future, you pretty much know what to expect and how to handle it. Okay, and this week, our questions are from Dela Daniels from Florida. And her first question was, what do I do if the property has liens? And can I still do a deal? I'll answer the second question first. Can I still do a deal? It's yes. And on the first one, what do I do if the property has liens? Basically, you'll ask your lawyer to draft up a release of lien form and, send it to the title company if you're using a title company, or requesting that they, whatever lien holder there is to release it from the property. There may be a situation where that doesn't work, just depending upon the amount of the lien. You can afford to keep it on there and maybe pay it off at a discount later. There's different options. What I would recommend on that is speak to your attorney. See if they have any experience getting those liens removed where you don't have to come out of pocket with anything, or if they can get it put directly on the seller or whoever the lien holder is. So speak to your attorney first, maybe consult with me after that, and we can game plan on how to address that. The next question is, does the seller sign the warranty deed? Yes, they do. I'm sorry. They're signing the warranty deed if they're deeding it to you. And then you would sign a warranty deed if you're deeding it to your buyer. So yes, the question is, does the seller sign the warranty deed? They do. It has to be notarized. So either with your real estate closing attorney, they should have a notary on staff, maybe their assistant's a notary, or you can even go to a UPS store and get it notarized. But yes, the seller would be signing the deed. The next question is, when do I give the attorney the seller's disclosure and warranty deed? After you have found and pre-screened a qualified real estate closing attorney, I would fax or scan and email that attorney all of your blank documents that you plan on using so they can review them and see if it's something they're familiar with and can work with. So I would send over the blank ones right away. I mean, pretty much the same day you speak to them and they've said, yes, I do close subject to transactions, no problem at all, I would fax it to them that day or email it to them that day. Say, hey, here's the documents that I normally use when I conduct a subject to transaction. Let me know if you have a problem with any of them, and then just wait for their response. And when do I give the seller's disclosure? Yeah, so they'll have blank copies of that. So when you close, just tell them, hey, I want to use those for closing. Now, in the fourth question, you mentioned in one of the lessons that this type of real estate can be done across the U.S. How so? Basically, you have to be very skilled at that if you're going to do it remotely. You can conduct most of your business over the phone, whether it's pre-screening the seller, following up with the seller, setting an appointment, having somebody go out to look at the house. So, you can do it over the phone if you are skilled. But it may take some time. It's probably not something you're going to start off doing. But yeah, you can definitely do this remotely from anywhere across the country, in another state. How do I buy houses that have a loan in someone else's name? You buy it subject to, which is the course. So, Dayla, I do appreciate your questions. I do, enjoyed speaking with you this afternoon. We had a chance to consult one-on-one for about 10, 15 minutes. I had a great conversation. And again, anybody else, if you want a game plan, a strategy, a plan of action to get started on your, subject to business, let me know. Leave any comments or questions below the video, and I will touch base with you again next week.